Hello, everyone. Welcome back to EngGlowUp, the channel where we turn everyday moments into English learning.
Yes, we're so glad you're here with us again. Today's topic is one that brings people together faster than anything else: food.
Ah, yes. Delicious, comforting, beautiful food. Honestly, Michael, this might be my favorite topic so far.
I'm not surprised. Every time we record, you somehow bring up plantains or snacks.
You know me too well. But really, food is such a fun thing to talk about, and it's something everyone can relate to. Whether you're from Tokyo, Lagos, London, or Sao Paulo, everyone eats, everyone enjoys good food.
Exactly. And it's also a great way to practice English. Talking about what you eat, what you cook, or what you like at restaurants, that's everyday conversation.
Yes, and that's why today we're diving into it in detail. We'll describe our favorite foods, talk about tastes and textures, and share some useful phrases you can use when talking about meals.
Plus, a few food-related idioms and a restaurant role play.
Perfect. Let's start with a simple question. Michael, what's your absolute favorite food?
That's tough. But if I had to choose, I'd go with lasagna.
You mentioned that before. Why lasagna?
It's rich, cheesy, and satisfying. The layers of pasta, tomato sauce, and melted cheese, it's just perfect comfort food.
Ah, comfort food. That's a great phrase. It means food that makes you feel emotionally good, like a hug on a plate.
Exactly. Everyone has their comfort food, something that reminds them of home or happy times.
For me, that's fried plantain. Sweet, golden, and soft. It reminds me of weekends with my family.
You talk about plantains with so much love. It's almost romantic.
Maybe it is. But seriously, I think favorite foods tell you a lot about people's personalities.
True. Some people love spicy dishes. It shows they like excitement. Others prefer something simple and mild. Maybe they're calm and easygoing.
That's actually interesting. So, what flavor do you usually go for?
I'd say savory. Not too spicy, not too sweet. Just balanced.
For me, spicy all the way. Not the kind that burns your tongue, but the one that wakes up your taste buds.
So if you go to a restaurant, you probably ask, "Can I have it a little spicy?"
Exactly. And you?
I usually ask for mild. That means not too spicy. That's a useful word if you're ordering food in English.
Yes. Mild means soft in flavor. You can say, I'd like a mild curry, please. Let's do a quick challenge. Describe your favorite food in 3 words.
Okay. Cheesy, hearty, and comforting.
Nice. I'd say crispy, sweet, and nostalgic.
Oh, nostalgic. That's a beautiful word. It means something that brings back warm memories.
Exactly. Food connects deeply with memories. You take a bite, and suddenly you're back in your childhood kitchen.
You know, that's why describing food is so powerful. And in English, there's so many great adjectives. Crunchy, like chips. Creamy, like ice cream. Fluffy, like pancakes. Tender, like soft meat. Juicy, like fresh fruit. Savory, not sweet, but full of flavor.
Ooh, that's a great list. And one of my favorites, mouth-watering. That's when food looks or smells so delicious that you start salivating.
Right. Like walking past a bakery when the bread just came out of the oven.
That's so true. Let's do a little practice. I'll describe a dish and you guess what it might be.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's warm, soft, a little sweet, and smells like cinnamon.
Cinnamon rolls?
Correct. See? Describing food well paints a picture. Let's practice something practical. Ordering food.
Sure, you be the customer, I'll be the waiter.
Okay. Hi, I'd like a grilled chicken sandwich, please, with extra lettuce and no onions.
Of course. Would you like fries or salad on the side?
I'll have a salad, please, and a glass of water.
Simple and polite. The phrases I'd like, on the side, and would you like are essential for polite English.
Exactly. And when you finish your meal, you can say, "Could I get the bill, please?" Or, "Check, please?"
Yes, bill is used in British English, check in American English.
That's a good tip for travelers.
Do you like cooking, Flora?
Yes, but I'm not a professional. I enjoy cooking on weekends when I have time.
Same here. I find cooking relaxing. It's like therapy.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I make a great spaghetti bolognese. It's simple, tasty, and everyone loves it.
That's a good one. For me, it's fried rice. I like adding colorful vegetables and a little soy sauce. It always looks beautiful on the plate.
Presentation. Another English word, presentation means how food looks when served.
Exactly. They say you eat with your eyes first.
True. Even in language learning, how you present your ideas matters.
You're always making language metaphors.
Can't help it.
Let's talk about how food connects cultures. What's one international dish you love?
Sushi? It's so elegant and balanced. Every piece is like art.
I agree. I love how clean and light it is. How about you?
Mexican tacos, they're spicy, colorful, and full of flavor.
That's the beauty of food. It's both culture and communication.
Exactly. When you try food from other countries, you also learn about people's lifestyles and traditions.
And in English conversations, food is a safe and friendly topic, great for making small talk.
Right. You can ask, what's your favorite food? Do you like spicy food? Have you ever tried sushi?
All simple, but they help build connection.
Let's share some idioms related to food. They make English conversations sound fun and natural.
Sure, here are a few. Piece of cake, something very easy. Spill the beans, reveal a secret. Butter someone up, flatter someone for a favor. Cool as a cucumber, very calm under pressure. In a pickle, in a difficult situation.
English people really love their food metaphors.
True. And you can practice by using them in daily talk, like, "My exam was a piece of cake," or "I'm in a pickle, I forgot my keys." I think food has a special power. It connects us to memories and people.
Absolutely. For me, it's Sunday roasts. Big family lunches, laughter, and that smell of baked potatoes.
That sounds lovely. For me, it's jollof rice. It reminds me of celebrations and happy moments.
It's amazing how a smell or taste can take you back years.
Yes, and when you describe those feelings in English, your speaking becomes more expressive and emotional.
I think we could talk about food all day.
True, but I'm starting to get hungry now.
Me too.
But before we go, today we talked about comfort foods, describing tastes, cooking, eating out, idioms, and food memories.
And we've practiced lots of useful vocabulary. Juicy, crispy, savory, mild, spicy, creamy.
That's right. So here's your little challenge. In the comments, describe your favorite food in 3 words.
We'll be reading your comments and maybe feature some in our next episode.
Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with a friend who loves food as much as you do.
Thanks for joining us on EngGlowUp, the channel where we turn everyday moments into English learning.
Until next time, happy eating and keep glowing up in English.